So if we see events in our life always with curiosity, what is trying to emerge in my life from this? What is life trying to show me? Where is life trying to bring me to? This is the best way to deal and face events that come in our lives. Of course, we're going to have the emotions and the sadness and the grief and whatever comes with difficult circumstances. But if we always keep this part of us that says, what is this for? Nothing. Hello, everybody. So this is day 100 of my 100-day experiment to change my life, which, as many of you know, started the day that my husband and I separated. So I actually have a bunch of notes in front of me because I've been trying to think what is my takeaway from those 100 days. And they're not very organized. And my mind just is not here to organize and present them to you in an organized fashion. See, where my brain is organized, because it is disorganized. And part of that is that I'm moving from here in 48 hours and I still don't have a place to move to. I rented this beautiful Airbnb in Sedona for those 3 months, a little bit over 3 months, and it ends Thursday. And I've been looking and there's almost nothing in the area, nothing I can afford, or nothing that suits me. Being a HSP, highly sensitive person, it's difficult for me not to have an environment that has beauty and harmony and that can support me energetically. So clearly, even as I do all this inner work during those 100 days, I have still not dissolved my fight or flight pattern that has been well established since I was a child, because in part that I grew up with chronic illness, and I know that once you can't rely on your body, right away it creates an energy of fight or flight or survival. So it's kind of at the root, and then there's a lot more that goes around it, but not resolved because, hey, 48 hours. I'm open to going anywhere pretty much in North America. I just need peace. I want to finish my book. I'm hoping to get it out before Christmas. It's a memoir, and I need to settle somewhere else. And right now I have an option for 1 month and then looking again. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but that's why my mind is a little bit scattered right now. So please be patient with me. I mean, I have to say at first that in terms of the separation, I'm still actually kind of in a state of disbelief. I am still in sort of shock of how abruptly things happen. I guess that's the nature of separation. I don't know. But this, for me, was just so abrupt, so all of a sudden completely separate lives. And it just, I'm still in shock after so many years of being so together and working on things together, business and this man's health, cancer and all these things. I'm still in disbelief, and it just comes up in waves sometimes, often when I'm in bed at night, and it will just be like, I still have these bursts of tears that come up because I'm just like, what the heck is this? But because I believe in a benevolent universe, and because I believe that life's only purpose, life's force, only purpose is to guide us and move us towards who we really are, and to give us all the opportunities to become, to manifest the blueprint of the essence of us that was planted in the seed of our soul. So because of that, even if the circumstances are difficult emotionally and shaking me to my core, I still am completely not hanging on, but believing and knowing that this is for me. This is so that this thing that I've been feeling all my life, this yearning to be something that I still kind of haven't put my finger on and haven't manifested, but this calling of of becoming, this calling of becoming me, this is an opportunity. And I am learning to manage both the grief and loss of the relationship and the kind of disbelief and all those things that it brings, along with all the patterns, the deep emotional patterns in me that it's allowing me to see, at the same time as knowing this is the opportunity, Annie. This is the moment in your life. This is for you. So if you choose to look at it for you, then it will be, and it's going to move me forward in ways that I cannot even imagine, because that me that I've been yearning for has never existed. As I mentioned, having grown up since I was 11 with chronic illness, I developed a financial dependency that has been with me all my life. And in our marriage, I made the choice to focus on things that were about us. Businesses we tried to build, taking care of Dan and his health, making sure I was making a home and a nest in every home that we moved into, 15, in the last 9 years together. So all my focus, even if a few times, like I said in previous videos, my epiphany video, is that I've tried a few times knowing that I was supposed to talk about chronic illness, HSP, and come into my own and that message that I have to share with the world. Life bifurcated me every time I got there. But overall, I dedicated myself to the us. And now I'm realizing, and life is presenting me forcefully, when you don't do it with the whisper and the nudge, you get the 2x4, right? When life is trying to get a message to you. So I got the 2x4, and now clearly it is time for me to focus on expanding myself, my message, and as a byproduct, find financial security, find financial independence or being financially self-sustaining. So there is no blame or even regret. It's easy to say, oh, I wish things has been different, but in my truth, there is none of that. It's just an observation of choices that I made, always trying to make the best choice in every moment. And now life is saying, okay, it's time to self-correct. It is time to move on to that thing that you know that you have to do for yourself and for the world, and to become more of who you are. And in terms of what I gained in those 100 days, like I shared on day 94 or something, it's that clarity that it is time for me to face my fears about talking about chronic illness and HSP, highly sensitive people, and bring that to the world. It's been a huge fear of mine, but these 100 days of truly focusing inward allowed me to come to that conclusion, and I can't wait to see how this manifests, what impact it will have on me, on my health, on my self-fulfillment, and also what I'm going to be able to give to the world about this. Like I've shared in all my videos along the way for the 100 days, I've learned with a lot more depth and understanding and feeling many lessons that we hear about, that I've talked about before, but that now I have to embody. And it's these ideas of surrendering, of allowing life to flow and guide us, to stop resisting events as they show up. Because when we disagree with the events of our lives, we close ourselves down. And then we can't see where the natural flow would actually lead us. So I had to do a lot of work on accepting reality. This is my new reality. And with that, to make a conscious effort, because the mind, the ego, just is in loops about the stories and how and why and blame and all this stuff. And it's possible to make the choice to say, I'm not going to put that much energy. I'm going to become aware of these thoughts and find tricks to say, no, I am turning that. Because in a way, you can't have both equal, or the negative and the resistance and the mind stories be more than the other, because then nothing's going to happen. And I have to come to a point where, like I said, accept that this is my reality and say, okay, life, this is what this is. What do you have in mind for me? Help me hear you. So I've been doing a lot of work in listening. Listening is actually not work, but it seems like work because our ego always wants to go into doing and fixing and avoiding, but listening to the deep feelings within me that arise in this moment. So I'm still hurting a lot, but I'm learning to use the pain and emotions as access points to what truly lies below. Once I feel something deep, like right now, I'm faced with my fears of abandonment, of rejection, fear of being alone, fear of failing at life. So if I use the pain that is caused by my circumstances and then remove the circumstances and just go with the pain and listen, this is where the healing comes. And I'm learning to do that more than I ever have in my life. Because the real wounds that are beyond the circumstances, nothing from the outside can ever fix them. The fixing is like between me and God. It's between me and Source. Once those deep wounds are healed, that's where self-worth start growing. And that's when we start emerging into who we truly are. And that's when we're actually aligned with life's force and where we're in the flow of life. Something else that I'm learning is to love who I am. Obviously, when you come to the decision of a separation, there's a lot of animosity, and it's a buildup of blame and resentment on some levels. And that can be so eroding to our self-worth that there's some repair there. But again, it's not the circumstance that is creating that. It is pointing to the lack of self-worth. And this is where I am learning to love who I am, because I know my heart and I know what I believe in life. And what I believe in is love and kindness. So it's another opportunity that the circumstances are giving me to move more into self-love and acceptance and seeing myself as a magnificent being that is in a stage of becoming. Also learning and accepting that these things take time. Yes, I gave myself 100 days to change my life, but well, maybe for some people it is like 100 days. So for me, it wasn't like this radical change. It's more subtle than that. My change is in the depth of awareness, the depth of my willingness, and the depth of my trust in life and of my desire to truly, truly move into who I really am and shed everything that it is not. So in many ways, I am the same. And sometimes it's a little disconcerting because it's like, wait, I was supposed to have this dramatic 100-day event that I would look from who I was day 1 to day 100. And it's like, wow, it's a new woman, new life, new woman. So it's not quite that. And suddenly I started feeling really sad for being alone. And as in nature and hiking, I keep hearing or telling myself, like, we got you, Annie. Like, God and the now and all that. Like, we got you. You're doing the right thing. You know it. And then as I was walking, I was like, do you really got me, God? Sometimes it's seriously scary. New life, new woman. So it's not quite that. I am still the same me, but I am more me and getting ever closer to being me. And that's where the change mostly lies. Finally, I really want to say what I am learning is that our life takes us in so many places, and life's purpose always, I've said it, is to bring us into who we really are. It does that for every creature in nature. All it wants an acorn to do is become an oak. And we have a seed in our soul that it wants us to become. So if we see events in our life always with curiosity, what is trying to emerge in my life from this? What is life trying to show me? Where is life trying to bring me to? This is the best way to deal and face events that come in our lives. Of course, we're going to have the emotions and the sadness and the grief and whatever comes with difficult circumstances. But if we always keep this part of us that says, what is this for? Not why me? Why did this happen? Just the positive side, a live question rather than a dead-end question of where is that taking me? What is life wanting me to see from this? What is it trying to bring out of me that is who I am? And this is what I am focused on doing with this event. Kyle Cease said a fabulous sentence just a couple of days ago. And it was, become one with what is so it can change. And that is profound. It is not by forcing our will onto things. We have to become one with oneness, with what is. And that is where change will come more naturally. So this is what I'm choosing. I am choosing to work on my thoughts, to see the opportunity to limit the time where I rehash and repeat and do some loop thinking. I am working on my trust in life, trust in myself, knowing that this is for me, happening through me, and leading me to a place where I will be more me and to where life always intended me to be. That's the conclusion of my 100 days. Last day with this decor. I don't know where I'll be in 48 hours. I don't know how long I'll be there for. I sure hope I can find a place where I can just land and settle for a few months so that I can get to work. But just like yesterday when the house that I had found fell apart and I was upset for 20 minutes, and then I said, you know what? Okay, life. What do you intend for me? I release my contraction, I open up, and let's see what it is. So once I know, I will let you know. Thanks for being there with me. And after this, it's chronic illness and HSP. Here I come.